Hello everybody and welcome back to Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Let's begin the next stage, Darkness Descends. This is one of the most unique stages of the entire game in my opinion, because fun fact, this is, I think, the lone stage of the whole game that doesn't feature any native enemies. And this was also the same area to be from the demo clip shown in the first episode of this entire adventure. And I recently looked online in between this and the last session, but this is one of the few levels to feature a glitch of some sort. But I'll be doing an episode towards the end of the adventure where I dedicate myself into discovering all these interesting and cool glitches. This little area is fun and interesting. The box, simple. Let's get on it. Hey, quit running away on me. We have to chase this box as it's running away on us. And then once we get on it, we stomp it. And it's just a little Gobbo in there. I'm assuming he thought I was a Dantini and tried to run away from me or something. I had to go with that assumption, to say the least. Oh, thank goodness I did not get touched by that. I was timed it a little too early, and I thought I was going to get burnt up by that. I'd rather not be on the log ride for that long. I also have to wonder how the heck these logs are still afloat when they're being sent on lava. Or is this another case of nacho cheese? Phew. I did not want to be stuck underneath it like I was in that platform. I think it was the last episode. It was either that or the episode before, where I got stuck underneath the platform when trying to traverse the golden lava and go, as a result of it. It was one of the saddest and most humiliating deaths I've ever done. But then again, it was what made the adventure a little more memorable. Here we go. And we're towards the end of this level already. You can see there's a gong. Well, we're still technically in the first world of the game, so it's supposed to be relatively simple. Elementary. Rudimentary. That's already 5 of the Gobbos. Here's our last colored crystal. I like how that pool is kind of shaped like the crescent moon. I thought it was really on the cool side. Oh, this bonus area. I have so many fond and interesting memories of it. Those mushrooms. But the main thing to keep in mind is this puddle of water. I liked how I managed to pull off some kind of small glitch to keep on jumping in that water. Despite it being a transition change, now I might as well just shut up right now so you guys can hear the awesome music of this area. Isn't that just the most beautiful music? I grew up with this, guys. So, this is amazing. Words cannot express how amazing this song is in my eyes. Oh! And hey, I'm a crocodile, so I should have some decent abilities as far as swimming. This song, the atmosphere, this game is just so beautiful and almost everything about it. I'm giving this game a little too much praise, aren't I? Sorry, it's just I love this game to death. But I guess you could say this level is kind of the calm before the storm. Because the next level in the game is a tough one for newbies at this point. Because heck, I struggled with this next stage a lot as a kid. Because if you may recall, this is the third stage. And the pattern was 3 stages and a boss. So the next stage is, without a doubt, a boss fight. The Fight Night with Flibby. Oops, wrong way. And we're kind of like the top of the mountain here. So, in all honesty, the peak of the volcano island is a boxing ring. Of the insects out there, it's butterflies and ladybugs as the most beautiful to me. Unless they turn into something like this. And did he just fake winked at me or something? It was like he dropped his lower eyelid up when he tried to wink at me. Oops. Whoops. Well, no matter, I could easily get that right back. Because there's something over here, but it's a little risky. Yep, here's another one of those sparkly teleporters. By stomping on that particular boulder, we go in a room with 5 lives. Easy enough. Well, they're guarded by each of these things. Make the timer jumps very carefully. Back away, you little hungry worms. And I brought myself all those crystals, just in case something does go wrong. Can I please get my... Well, you deal with your business first, and then I'll come back up and try to take this little heart. And if you excuse me, I need to leave. At the same time as you do. Goodbye, worm. And you're not counting on me eating you either. Nope, there's nothing inside this boulder. It's just a door. Let's get on and moving. It's crazy that all these things of the wild want to kill you. I still wonder how the heck each of those individual boxes carry 10 crystals in there. Hurry, hurry. Whoopsie. 5 crystals. And you're at 50. You know, we're about to go into boxing ring, so this means we're about to fight. It's a brawl between a crocodile and a ladybug. This totally reminds me. Last week we had a Nintendo Direct. Is that the best you got? And you guys know what I'm about to say here. We got one of the biggest announcements of this entire Direct, and it's probably going to be the game of the year for me. Yup, we have a Smash Brothers coming to the next Nintendo console. And it's just... I really, really love Smash Brothers. It was the thing that got my channel started. And it's the thing that got me to serious online competitive gaming. Not as much as Splatoon, but it was the start of it, so it has to get the honorable mention. Wow! Who's cheering? There's no crowd out here! I honestly had to go like, who the heck is cheering? There's no one here. Unless there's an invisible crowd or something that I can't even see. and it's a boxing night. Totally not reminiscent of the Canadian Boxing Day holiday. And that boss, I struggled with this one as a kid, but I can easily take care of this guy now that I am smart and know what I'm doing compared to my 5, 6, 7-year-old self. I was kind of dumb and dim-witted back then, didn't think too much. I was like, what am I supposed to do when he lands on his back? I didn't know to stomp on his belly. It took a while for me to figure that out as a kid. Well, this wasn't the only boss I struggled on as a kid. There were others, trust me. But I guess ladybugs can become boxers? Now I had to wonder where the heck Croc shook off that ladybug flippy off to. Then again, not all ladybugs are girls. Does anybody remember a bug like that one ladybug? I don't remember his name, but it's a dude. It's like, hey cutie, wanna party with a real bug? It's like, so being a ladybug automatically makes me a girl. Is that a flyaway? Whoa, she's the guy! It's just that whole name, Flippy, it sounds like a guy's name, and it just reminds me of that clip from A Bug's Life, where it's like, just because I'm a ladybug, does that make me a girl? Yep. And there's such a thing as male ladybugs out there. I think one of the key differences is the number of spots they have on their backs or something. I always love ladybugs. Also takes me back to one of my years in high school. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys that are in high school or have been through high school know something about this, but there's this thing we always call the senior prank, where all the seniors of the graduating class get together and pull a prank on the school. It's a playful prank. Trust me, so nothing really bad happens to it. There have been some funny ones in the past. I don't even know how to name them all. And if I were to say too many of them, you guys would eventually figure out which high school I went to and know my geographical location. But anyways, one of the high school pranks that I've done as a kid, not as a kid, one of the pranks I heard of in high school was that one year, someone took a giant patch of what is it called for insects? Oh shoot! That was stupid on my part. I'm going back. I need to get to crystals, and I could talk more about the story on the way. Takes this patch of ladybugs. Someone in my school gets a flock of ladybugs. I'll just call it a group of ladybugs to make it easier for you guys to memorize what I'm trying to tell you. And he releases them all in the school cafeteria, so they go flying everywhere. And I mean everywhere. On people's tables, desks, even in the food on the floor. And nobody wanted to step on or squish them, so people had to move around and maneuver very carefully so they wouldn't wind up squishing any of these poor ladybugs. And I mean none of them, because who wants to squish a ladybug? They're so cute and lovable, and they don't do anything wrong. I love ladybugs. They're my second most favorite insect. I think I already told you. And okay, this is the start level, so I don't need to be back here anymore. And then there's some funny stories, like every time the school janitor would like try to scoop up the ladybugs into one of those pans where all the trash on the floor goes, and he tries to get them outside or something, all the ladybugs would just fly outside the janitor's bin and just go somewhere else in the cafeteria, making it a complete utter mess to get making it a complete utter mess to get all those ladybugs outside of the school building. I wasn't into school at the time. I heard of it when my senior year of high school, and I just had to laugh when I heard that story. I still laugh and think about this story today. Thank you. It's one of those amazing stories that I still think about to this day. Like, I wish I was into school that year. It was one of the best pranks I ever heard. It beat some of the other dumb ones, like making a maze in the school courtyard of cars from the student parking lot to navigate to get to the classroom buildings. And there was another one where one of the school's buildings had a cow on the second floor. And I'm like, how in the world did you people get a cow, of all things, up the school stairs? I think that'll be all the high school senior pranks that I heard of to tell you guys. Actually, the car thing happened when I was in high school. So I actually had to lift that, and I was running pretty late for that. Well, whoa. Well, this is one of my favorite types of platforming. It's so cool. Thank you. I don't need to be hitting myself on the head as I'm trying to climb this cookie staircase. And keep this moment in mind, guys. This might be one of the last times we see these types of cookies ever again. Oh, no. I guess I'll have to travel the level one more time to get these crystals that I'm looking for. And I did kind of spend both my lives running back and forth because of a dumb old mistake I've done in this stage. It passed along some time to help me tell a story about ladybugs in my high school life a little bit. So you people get to know a little, people kind of got to learn a little more about me. And because I made a sudden spike in popularity since the last recording session I did, you guys get to learn a little something more new about me. And I won't tell you too much about my personal life, but that's one of the few things I could tell you guys. Yeah, no, I think it would be really worth it to go through that level madness all over again. Besides, Pepper and I should finish off this episode and then get ready to begin the next world. Yeah!